Hey there, everybody. Welcome into this edition of ESPN FC's Extra Time. I had to get it in. So.
Jan's back.
Jan's back. Where's Gab?
He had a few technical issues.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He was in mid-sentence to drop the black.
That was me. That was me.
Oh, you pulled
I got a little button under here.
Oh, hey.
Just press it.
Talent has so much power and influence here at ESPN. It's always been that way. None more so than Greg Burley.
Yeah. Go on.
Sean asks our first question here. How big of a blow will not having Casemiro at the Emirates be for United? Is Odegaard destined to run riot over Fred and McTominay? What do you think?
Well, huge. And I mean, the question is how does he replace him? Because they haven't got a player that's clearly as good as Casemiro. So does he then play two guys in there and change the shape a little bit and play McTominay and Fred? Or does he just play out of the two? I'm guessing it's probably going to be Fred. I might be wrong.
What do you think he does? Replace him with two guys or replace him with one? Because if you replace with two, you got to pull somebody off, right? And like you don't want to take Christian Eriksen out of that midfield.
No, but then you're playing the best team in the country at the moment.
Right.
And their strongest part of their team, I think if you watch them in the North London derby again, for those that saw it, Partey, Xhaka and Odegaard are the best three ball at the moment. Not saying they're the most talented and the greatest ever, but they're currently better than any other midfield operating in the Premier League.
Jan, can United win without Casemiro?
First of all, no, I'm 100% with Craig. I mean, that midfield of Arsenal, and I will start there because, of course, they need Casemiro. Ten Hag said straight after the game, we won against Arsenal without Casemiro. I mean, he knows his stuff straight away after the game. But I'm so, yes, Martin Odegaard scored 8 goals in the Premiership. Partey, I mean, fantastic. But Xhaka has impressed me so much. The way he's kind of defined his new role in the team. They're taking away his captaincy and he's still there. And the way they work together, yes, they would have needed Casemiro in there. But I still think that Arsenal will be the favourite for this game, 100%.
You know the Odegaard career story, right? It all started in Jan's living room.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. As Jan tells it, anyway.
No, he didn't start his career.
No. He does, but it's a quite interesting career because it's a lot of players. You need some time, and I love the way in USA you need to get fresh for 22, 23 after your college. But he was a wonder kid. I was the team manager of the national team when he was 15. I worked with a national coach and we took him in just to, not getting under control, but we have to help him. We tried to help him with all the staff that we had. And Seb is right, when he was 16, he was in my living room. There were 4 candidates where he should go: Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Arsenal, Liverpool. I never heard those choices. And he went where they had the best second team and the best teacher in Zinedine Zidane. But Arsenal was one of the candidates. I know he's the captain there. It's an amazing story, boys.
Well, you certainly didn't tell him to go to Barnsley, did you, Jan?
I told him to go, and I told him first to start in Swindon, like I did, to get through the magic roundabout. You can't do that, Craig.
For Jan, is Erling Haaland's current slump the result of poor service and City lacking dynamic play in recent weeks? Or does Pep need to change things up to create better opportunities for Haaland? What do you think?
We have to understand the story of how he's working in England. After the first Charity Shield, Nunez was the biggest hit of them all, and Erling Haaland was a flop. That was after one game in English football. Erling has broken all records. Then he had a couple of games now without scoring goals. I think there is a lot of small details that may be a bit out of form now at Manchester City, and I guess if we speak tomorrow, you'll see that he has been on the score sheet again. So of all the worries Manchester City got, Erling Haaland is not one of them.
I think Guardiola has broached this subject this week and said, look, we need to move the ball quicker as a team.
Yeah.
We need to pass it quicker, pass it better. And that's a strange thing to say about Man City, but their passing has been poor in the last couple of games. They need to pass it quicker, pass it sharper, get through the lines better, get it wide and start doing what they were doing at the start of the season, and then you'll see Erling Haaland getting back to his best again. But I think the way City have played in the last couple of games has been frustrating for him to watch, and he has been watching a lot of it. He hasn't been involved in a lot of the play. But I think we might be wrong, we may see a different City and Erling Haaland against Tottenham tomorrow.
What was quite interesting, Craig, at the Manchester derby, what I didn't understand, I don't think that it was just Erling Haaland was too deep. He somehow wanted to have more touches on the ball, and that was natural for him. It was just, if you remember, after 3-4 minutes, it was all back in his back four, wanted just to have a touch on the ball. So I think they have to find the balance. But as you saying, to say that Manchester City is passing the ball too slow is just like when you say it. It shouldn't be said, but they have to find him earlier as well, because he's doing his runs and they're just waiting a bit, doing that extra pass, and they have to get going again. And well, tomorrow against Spurs is be very, very important for them to get that going.
Bad timing for Spurs, I think.
Yeah.
I think he's got this big boot, Pep Guardiola, at the training ground, right? I'm trying to show you. He's got this huge big boot. He puts it on. And he just got, never mind the data, never mind the sports sciences, never mind the times G, never mind this. He goes round and he just boots them right up the backside. Because I think that's what they've been getting after their recent performances. And you may see some changes to this City side when it comes out tomorrow against Tottenham. I think so. I think Phil Foden, for one, could be out. Big player for them, but he's been poor. De Bruyne won't be, but he's not been great. Maybe Bernardo Silva. So I think there's going to be some changes for this City team, but not Haaland.
Yeah, I think he could play. He could end up playing with both Alvarez and Haaland tomorrow. I mean, just to freshen things up a bit.
Yep,
I'd like to see that.
Anyway, well, watch it then.
Thank you. Thank you for the feedback there.
Are you here tomorrow?
I am not.
Oh.
Your worst fears can be put to bed.
Listen, you should don't put that out there. You're always on the back foot. You know what I said to him? You know what I said to him, Jan? I came into the office today, and the first face I saw was Sebi's.
What a moment for you.
You were walking, and I came in the door, and I says, what was it I said? What's new? Because I haven't seen you for a while. I said, what's new? And you went, oh, that's a very loaded question. I'm like,
well, there was a reason I said that. We don't have to get into it on air.
Oh my God! I said, what's new? I mean, it's like
what you didn't see is that Craig and I were dapping it up. We had our arms around each other. We were really celebrating in the back here. So it was a good moment for us.
What's new? I mean, you were straight on the back foot. You fixed your bayonet. And I went, I'm trying to be. What's new? I was looking for some scandal.
Hey, boys, it's the middle of the night here, and you're bubbling away. Could we have another question, please?
What country in? Jan?
I'm in Norway, and tomorrow morning I'm going to Manchester again, doing a great game between Manchester City and Tottenham.
So you're in Manchester on Saturday.
Yeah. No, I do City Spurs tomorrow. I do Liverpool Chelsea on Saturday, and then I'm doing City against Wolves on Sunday, and then I go home again.
All right, now that we've got Jan's travel schedule.
Give him a question. Right. He wants to go to his bed.
Okay. Accusing us of rambling.
I want you to go to bed.
For Craig, with the signing of Mudryk, do you think this could be the end for Raheem Sterling at Chelsea?
No. No. Potter needs all hands on deck. He's got a lot of injuries. Mudryk is very raw. We don't know how he's going to be when he comes in. He's a talented player, but he's quite raw. So it's certainly not the end of Sterling. But I don't think we'll see the Sterling we saw at Man City again. I just think that.
Surprised by you?
Sorry?
Are you surprised by that?
No, because at City he's been playing with better players when they were playing really well, playing the ball fast and dominating teams. And this Chelsea side is not that. So, and he's getting a little bit older. So no.
Quick game of start, bench, sell. Jan. Bruno Fernandez, Odegaard, De Bruyne. Start one, bench one, sell one.
Oh,
that's tough.
I would start. I have to start Odegaard, don't I? I have to start Odegaard.
There it is.
Is this in current form or just in general?
Yes, I would. Yeah, good question, Craig. Because I would do it on current form. Current form, I would. Oh, this is a tough one. I have to start Odegaard because I think at the moment he's the best midfielder in England. That is a hard one. I couldn't tell. Bruno Fernandez scoring a goal.
You cannot sell De Bruyne.
Yes,
cannot sell De Bruyne.
On current form, in current form,
yeah.
I'm starting Odegaard, I'm benching Fernandez, and I'm selling De Bruyne.
Yeah.
What is current form? The last 3 weeks?
But he did create he did create the goal. Well, we're talking about the World Cup as well.
Okay.
Now, that's not just his fault because Belgium were a shambles.
Right.
But it was a lovely chip for Grealish for the goal, but I just don't think he was himself even before he went to the World Cup, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, but remember, Craig, at that time when Pep Guardiola was a bit hard on him, he said he's not at his best. I remember I went to that game and I had an interview with him, and I said to De Bruyne, Guardiola said, "You're not up to his best." Well, I scored today, didn't I? So yeah, I agree with you. He's not in his top form, and if in current form, I can follow Craig.
Okay.
Well, his form at the moment for most of us is like fantastic.
Right.
Yeah.
Relative
to his standards.
Yeah.
For Craig, Seb's here today, so yep, you guessed it. This is a Pulisic question. With Mudryk and Joao Felix joining Chelsea, does Pulisic have any chance of getting minutes once he's fit again? What needs to happen for Pulisic to get regular playing time? Well, that's an easy answer. Leave Chelsea.
Yes, the answer to that question is the same one as it was a month ago, 6 months ago, 18 months ago.
So he was getting minutes before he got hurt. He started 3 straight games.
Yeah, listen, there you go. You answered it in a nutshell. He was getting minutes before he got hurt. He's always getting hurt. Guess what? He got hurt at the World Cup. All right, it was a nasty knock, but he got hurt. He's picking a lot of injuries up, whether it's from other people or on his own. By definition, this answer will not change for me.
Right.
He needs to go to a club where, one, he can stay fit, and two, he knows he's going to play. And that is not Chelsea. And it's certainly not Chelsea under this new ownership.
Right.
It's a scattergun approach to the squad, a lot of forward players. He's a good player.
Yeah.
People shouldn't get the wrong impression about my Pulisic take.
What's that?
Pulisic
take.
He's a good player. It just, if you want to play regular, you have to be at a team where your talents merit playing every week.
And as you say, you stay healthy, right? Without that, you're not going to play.
That's
anywhere.
a big problem for him, you know.
Totally. Can't argue that. Nadim's interior decorator with our last question for Jan. What's something you're looking forward to as Bundesliga finally gets back in action this weekend?
Yeah, well, it's terms of player. I have to start there. I'm looking forward to see Jude Bellingham. It's going to be a very exciting month now coming up where he chooses to go. I'm interested to see that process. Musiala, one of the biggest talent. I mean, he looks like Bambi, doesn't he? And he is magnificent. Maybe one of the few players did well for Germany at the World Cup. And it's a quite interesting thing developing in Dortmund. Dortmund, who should be the biggest challenger to Bayern Munich. They're off the road. They start against Augsburg. They need results straight away, or things could happen there. Sebastian Kehl, the new sporting director, under pressure. Terzic, they took out Rosa and blah, 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 blah. So they need to win football games. So it's a look. I'm so happy, Seb and Craig. I have 2 lovers in my life. It's the Premier League and the Bundesliga. So I'm so thrilled.
Thank God. I thought he was about to say us. We're the 2 lovers.
No. So are you going to the Bundesliga this weekend?
Come on.
No, I'm staying in England. You're sending so many people to Leipzig. I think you're good covered.
There it is.
Yeah, I think they are. There's a few people going. Derek Ray's going.
Is he?
Yeah. He's not mentioned it.
No.
He's not mentioned he's going to. He's not super excited. Robbo's going as well. So that's going to be what a pleasure that's going to be for Robbo. Listening to Derek, try to teach him about the German culture.
Well, just nailing those pronunciations. Because, when you're sitting next to Derek, you got to step up your pronunciation game. Robbo can't go in there.
No. When you're sitting next to Derek, because I've worked with Derek for many, many years.
You just stick to the first name
You
and the
have
number.
to stick to the pronunciation that you want and stick 2 fingers up to his pronunciation and stay strong.
Love
it. Here's a question for the Leipzig Bayern game.
Yes.
Will Stuart Robson buckle to the, I need to find the right words here, to the slightly different pronunciation of Mr. Ray, or will Robbo go all in on that? What do you think?
Another thing to watch.
Will he stick to his own guns?
What another reason to tune in.
Go in, all in.
Yeah, Robbo's an all-in kind of guy. I think so. But it
he's
could
not.
be a
He's
showdown
not.
in the booth. Ray versus Robson. Thank you to Jan. Thanks to Craig. Thanks to all of you guys for sending in your questions. We will be back with ESPN FC tomorrow. Big show coming your way. City and Spurs in the Premier League, plus Barcelona, as well as Real Madrid in action in the Copa del Rey. We will be covering it all.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.